Welcome to TestTube, a place where we can share our knowledge through short videos. Even you can contribute to us by making a small video of any problem that you face in your life and how you have solved it. The video can be as short and as simple as possible, and you upload it in your Google Drive and share that link to us through that email that is shown over in this video. This way we can build a rich library having solution to any problem that anybody could possibly face in their life, and they can find a solution over here in this comment space. And by the way, the video will be uploaded with your name on it so that you can have all the credit for this. Thank you. In this video we are going to see how do we create different API requests with header, query parameters and authentication using REST Assured. Before we see how to handle headers, authentication and query parameters in REST Assured, let us first see and understand the structure of API. Here, this is the sample structure of an API, and I have split into different parts, and I'll explain what does it mean for each part. So if you carefully notice this entire API up to this part, this is something which we call as base URI. In the other words, it is the server where all the APIs are hosted on. So when we query for some information for a particular API, that API will be mounted on this server, and that API will be called and will send the details what the client is looking for. So this part is called the base URI, and this part in this API request is called as the actual API, and this part will vary from API to API, but all these APIs are going to be under this server, which is also called as the base URI. And the part which comes after question mark is called query parameters. So there can be many query parameters, and using different values into the query parameters, we can get different sort of information for an API which is mounted on this server. And there is another thing called header. So we have to pass header parameters for that API, and we may also have authentication. So authentication is basically a sort of permission for client to talk to server for some information, and these are the different methods which a REST API will use in order to fetch the information or to create the information into this server. So now as we understand the basic structure of API, now we are good to go and see how do we use headers, authentication and query parameters in REST Assured. Now let's have a look into this. In the previous video, we have seen how to build different types of REST APIs such as get, post, put, patch and delete. But we didn't use any headers. We didn't see how to pass any headers, how to pass any authentication parameters, how to pass any query parameters. Now in this video, we are going to see how do we do it. And also, if you notice earlier, we have followed some way to build our request. Now we are going to see another way of building the request. And uh, over here, we are going to follow some specific things which we have discussed 2 minutes ago on the basic building block of an API. So that way we are going to define our parameters as well, like shown in here. We are going to have different sections to define different parts of the API. Here there is no such differentiation. We have just build the API request in a plain manner. But here we are going to follow certain standards so that it will be easily understandable and easily readable and easily maintainable. So that's the key difference going to be between the earlier session and this particular video. So let's see this one. So I have, like we discussed, what a basic API consists of. Uh, the same way we are going to build our request. So what this API consists of, it consists of base URI and the actual URI part, query parameters and header parameters. So the same way I'm going to build my API now. So I have defined the base URI of this entire API. So I have defined it over here. So like we know that REST assured is the uh, main class which we are going to use, which has access to different subclasses and methods over here, which we can make use to build our API in a sequenced manner or in a structured manner. So as you can see, we have this session just for headers. We have this session just for authentication. We have this session just to define the content type. We have just this session only for parameters. So that now you can see this is how it is built in a plain way. But here you can see there is a certain structure followed so that we know what this API is all about in detail. Okay, so now I have used this method given, which is returning an object of type request specifications. Like the name says, this object, using this object, you can set the request specifications for your API. So now I have used this object to set header for me. So there is this method called header where you can set the header for your request. So now I have considered this as a Netflix API. So if we consider this as Netflix API, these are going to be my header parameters: Netflix ID, password, and stream. So I have defined values for those header parameters, and based on these values, it is going to give me access to different contents. For example, if the stream is going to be TV shows, it is going to return me the list of TV shows. If it is going to be movies, it is going to return me the list of movies for me. So this is how I can use the header parameters. This is just an example. In reality, it has a different meaning when it comes to your project. So just for an example, I had to explain it in this way. Okay, and now we have this session where we are talking about authentication. So we have this method which is called AUTH, which is what we have used to set the authentication parameters, which is nothing but username and password. So if you pass this username and password, only then this API is authenticated or accepted by the client server. So if these are the incorrect details, then we are going to receive a failure, authentication failure. Okay, so using this method, we can set the authentication over here. Not just this, we can also use this preemptive method. Um, both are going to give the same, both are going to work in the same way with slight difference, wherein to understand preemptive and basic authentication, first I will tell you how authentication process will be. So let us take it as in two steps. One is that when a request is sent to the server, if the server is looking for some authentication, as a step one, it will say that it is looking for authentication, and if there is no authentication, it will return a 401 error, which is authentication failure. That will be step one. In step two, it is going to see what are the so what are the authentication parameters that are it has passed, and it will validate it, and then it will accept that API. So always this is two-step process. But when we use preemptive, what it means is before even before the server is going to ask for the password and username, preemptive will instruct that this request has already come up with the username and password. So it won't let the stub one happen. Instead, stub 2 will be directly into picture so that um, we don't have to go through stub 1 first. So that's what the preemptive is all for. But functionally, both these methods are for authentication purpose. And we have another method called content type, which will tell that we are going to uh, send a JSON formatted API. And this is all about this section of the request specifications. And using another method called param, we can define the query parameters over here. So like we see in this API, uh, page equal to 2 is coming after question mark, which is going to be our query parameters. So you will call that field and you will pass that value for that particular field. So that's how we can set headers, authentications, and query parameters for an API request. Rest is going to be the same. So now we have captured the response into the object RESP of type response, and this is written by this method called get. In this case, since it is going to be get users, we have used get method and we have passed the actual API, which is for the users. Okay, so this is how we built a request along with the headers, authentication, and the query parameters, which is which is different to how we have built a plain request in our earlier video, which doesn't have any parameters, and also we haven't followed some structured or standards earlier. Now we have followed a structured way so that we know which part is for what part of the API. Okay, so now this is done. Same way we can do it for post user as well. We have defined the header, we have defined the authentication content type. In addition, we had to give the body as well. We have already seen that we how to send the body parameters using this JSON object. If you wanted to see, just follow my previous video. So that is how a post request is built. Similarly, we can do the same thing for patch and other requests also, wherever it is looking for header parameters and authentication. All right. So now let me just run this one and see that there are no failures. It is going to run as it is run when we built it earlier over here without the header parameters. See, now there are no failures, and we can see the get users API has returned some response and response code. Similarly, post user, both the requests are passed over here. So that's all in this video. This is how uh, we can pass header, authentication, and query parameters in REST assured. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any videos like this, please upload them in your Google Drive and share that link to us in that email given over here so that we can upload it for you with your name on it. And that way we can build a common repository where anybody can find solution to the problems which they are facing. Thanks for your support, and please subscribe to this channel if you wanted to see more videos like this. Bye.